the truth. Who's ready to tell the truth here in our audience today? Who's ready to get our game started so we can really find out who is really honest? We're ready to begin our game. Alrighty. So here we go. We have two contestants here, and we know that only one of them will be telling the truth. So your job is to identify who is telling the truth. So what we're going to do, we're going to meet our two contestants. Contestants number one, could you please state your name?
My name is General Benjamin O. Davis, Sr.
Thank you. Contestant number two, could you please state your name?
My name is General Benjamin O. Davis, Sr.
Now, only one of these contestants is the real General Benjamin O. Davis, Sr. The other is an imposter. So let's hear their bio. Contestant number one, could you please give us your bio?
Read your bio. Miss Shauna, you have the bio.
Oh, yes, I just wanted to see whether they were paying attention. Thank you. All right, we'll read the bio. He was the first African-American general officer in the regular Army and in the U.S. Armed Forces. He enlisted as a private in Troop 1/9th Cavalry of the regular Army. In 1905, I was made Professor of Military Science and Tactics. In 1944, I became Special Assistant to the Commanding General Communications Zone, stationed in no other than Paris. I retired on July 14, 1948, after 50 whole years of serving. Alrighty, now that we've heard the bio, we're going to move forward. We have a few questions here.
That's question number one. Question number one, please stand. Please stand. Let me get your microphone on here. Shauna, I'm sorry. We're on a budget here. We don't have any microphones. If you could please and just state your question loudly.
My question is,
Brigadier, yes.
you were promoted to the rank of Brigadier General. What is Brigadier General? Contestant number one.
Brigadier General is the lead of a brigade in the United States Army.
Number two.
Brigadier General is a little lower than Major General. No, correction. Is a little higher than Major General, but a little lower than Colonel.
Thank you, young man. Who has question number two, Brother Lance?
You were an advisor in the military on racial discrimination. Can you share with us about that?
Which contestant?
Contestant one.
Yes, as an advisor to racial administration and integration, what my responsibility was to make sure that all the troops would work together well. And it was a challenging feat at the time, but we did produce what we needed to do in the end.
Well, I would like to repeat the question. You were an advisor to the military on racial discrimination. Can you share what that was about?
Yes, I traveled to different bases to, just to check on our African American soldiers and seeing how they were being treated. And as a military instructor, I had to, just go in and try to make us all come together as one. When we are fighting the war, we need to fight as one, not as separate entities.
Thank you for your
Question number three, please come.
Did you do any traveling in the Army as far as like, where did you travel places? Can you tell me about that?
This be contestant one.
Contestant one?
I did travel to Paris. However, Most of my travel in the United States Army was domestic. I've traveled to every state in the United States of America several times, and that was the joy of my service.
Contestant two?
Yes, in the military, we travel all over the world. But for me, my favorite places were Liberia and the Philippines.
Question number 4. We're almost there, folks.
How you doing, contestant number 1? Contestant number 1. In 1997, the U.S. government bestowed a great honor upon you. Can you tell us about that?
In 1997, I received my 5th star as a 5-star general, and I was awarded the Purple Heart.
Contestant number 2.
Can you repeat the question, please?
I object! In 1997, the U.S. government bestowed a great honor upon you. Can you tell us about that?
Well, being in the military, it's always the honor to serve our country. But for me, one of the biggest achievements that I ever have gotten was they made a 32-cent stamp on me.
Looks like we have a few more minutes. Does anyone have any additional questions? Looks like we have a few more minutes. Does anyone else have any additional questions that they would like to ask?
Take a question. Anyone have a question?
One more question? Yes, we have one more question in the rear. Come to the front, please. We only have a few minutes.
You can choose
Whichever you,
either or.
which one would you like?
Come on, miss. You have to be prepared.
Good afternoon, General. Being a brigadier, okay, do you have to submit to a higher authority, or you just take control of your own position?
Yes, I have a higher authority, and it's the colonel.
Anyone else have a question? Real quick. Come on. Over here. Yes.
This is to both of you guys.
No, you can only ask
Oh,
one.
okay.
Don't get greedy.
Number 1, what was the outcome of your appointment in that position?
You're saying the appointment as the general?
Yeah, what was your outcome?
My outcome was I successfully led the brigade, I successfully led the platoon, and we were able to win every battle that was placed before us.
Thank you.
So, okay, anyone else have a question? If you could come quickly, yes. We're almost done.
I got one question for contestant number 2. What age were you when you first got into the military?
I was 25.
Okay, folks, we're wrapping it up. One more question. What about you, young man?
What, contestant number 2, what is the value of that stamp today?
Well, I don't know, because I'm dead.
All right, theme music. All right.
All right, okay there. You have it. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back to find out who the real General Benjamin Davis Sr. is. We'll take a break. We'll see you shortly. Okay, audience, thank you for your patience. We are returning now. Who thinks that contestant number 1 is the real General Benjamin O. Davis Jr. Sr.?
Stand up if you think number 1 is the real.
If you think number 1 is the real, please stand.
No. I really thought myself a little bit.
And who thinks that contestant number 2 is the real General Benjamin O. Davis Sr.? Wow, it looks as if we have a lot of credibility for contestant number 2, but we shall find out the truth. Thank you. Have a seat. All right. So here's the moment of truth. Will the real General Benjamin O. Davis Sr., please rise to your feet. Great job. So now we will have our imposter. Can you tell us a little something about you? Who are you?
My name is Stanley Snodgrass, and I'm an insectologist, and I study the mating call of a slug.
David, so we thank you for participating in our game of To Tell the Truth. Thank you. This episode, and we will be back with our second episode. Stay tuned. Everyone to our episode of To Tell the Truth. Who's ready to tell the truth here in our audience today?
I am your host, Bob.
Yes, very good.
We have two contestants here, and we're going to find out which one is telling the truth.
Amen.
Can you please stand up and state your name?
My name is Crayola Catherine Johnson.
My name is Creola Catherine Johnson.
Before we move forward in finding out who is the real Creola Catherine Johnson, let's hear a little bio about Creola Catherine Johnson. Creola Catherine Johnson was an American mathematician whose calculation of orbital mechanics in a NASA, as a NASA employee, were critical to success of the first American flight. Also, the U.S. crew flight could travel into space. Her historical role as one of the first African American women to ever work in NASA. Let's give her a round. Let's give them both her round. So we have four contestants, four questions for our contestants. Question number one, can you please stand?
Ms. Johnson, how many years did you work at NASA? Number one.
Sure. Okay. Well, I was there for quite some time, performing various tasks, doing various duties at NASA. Totaling all of my years, I was at NASA for 35 years.
Thank you. The same question to you, number two.
It was such enjoyable work even as I worked there. I've been here for several years. I've dedicated a lot of my life time to this important work. So I've been here approximately 35 years.
Do we have question number two? Any other questions? Young man, here you are.
Okay. Hello, Ms. Johnson.
Hello.
What were your duties? Number one.
Sure. I was what's called a human computer. I know that may sound pretty strange to most of you with this age of technology that we're in. You have other computers, but my job title was that of human computer. And what that entailed was I calculated the different trajectories of the space missions, and I also ensured that there were safe emergency return routes as well.
Thank you. And the second, Ms. Johnson, what were your duties?
Well, I worked as a technologist for the spacecraft controls. I also did a lot of calculations of things. And I also had to, even to bring the individuals their dinner, their lunch. Yeah, they even had me doing menial work such as that as well.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to take a commercial break. Contestant number 3. No. Yes, question number 3. Can you please stand?
This question is to both contestants.
Contestant 1.
Contestant 1, how old were you when you started college?
Oh, isn't she precious? Actually, I wasn't that much older than you. I actually started college at a very young age. I started college when I was 15 years old.
Contestant 2, how old were you when you started college?
Oh, such a beautiful young lady. Remind me of myself in my youthful years. I was sweet 13. You've heard a lot about sweet 13. I was sweet 13 when I entered college. Wonderful years, wonderful.
And contestant number 4. Do we have a contestant number 4? I'm sorry, question number 4.
Hello, Johnson & Johnson. Contestant number 1. What prestigious award did you receive while at NASA?
Actually, I received several awards. The one that I'm most humbled by, though, is actually the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Yes, it was amazing. But the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and I've received countless honorary doctorates from various organizations and colleges, from Harvard University, from Princeton, from Yale, George Washington University, and even most locally, Drexel University, and it's University of Penn as well, and Temple, yes.
All over, but truly. Contestant number 2, what were some of the prestigious, Jesus help me, Lord, prestigious awards did you receive?
Well, I received the Freedom Award, but my most prestigious award that I received, it was the Medal of Aerodynamics and Statistics Award, which was awarded by no other than President Barack. You know, President Barack Obama. That was my most prestigious award.
It's truly an honor to be a part of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Amen. Praise God. Good music.
Okay, folks, there we have it. It seems like we have a little bit more time. Do any other people have any questions? Okay, cool.
Which contestant is it for?
Contestant number 1. What was the work environment like for you by you being a black woman in that area?
Sure. Excellent question. It was challenging being a black female, and particularly in a field where it was pretty much dominated by the white male. A lot of sneers and, just a lot of days that weren't too good, but My faith in the Lord helped me through it all. You know, I was there to do a job, and I did it. And I had to prove myself, and that was okay too. But it was challenging, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Come on, young fella.
Oh, yes. For number 2, what was the condition of the bathroom status?
You really want to know?
Oh, yes, please.
They kept it in top-notch status.
Okay.
Top-notch status because
They wouldn't allow you to use the bathroom, right? The white bathroom, the black bathroom?
Yes,
You
they
got too many
did.
questions.
Okay, my bad.
Yes, they did because I stood up for myself.
Okay.
And I understand that I had to leave my mark.
Okay.
There were some that tried to bring great opposition. There were some naysayers and even some of those that tried to give me a hard way to go. But I stood up for myself.
The question actually was along the same lines as my brother here. So, in regards to that specific situation, how was it resolved and why? Contested 1.
The bathroom situation? Okay. I sense we have some moviegoers in here. Well, the bathroom was quite a distance away. And whenever we had to use the restroom, we had to travel, you know, leave outside of the office and walk across the parking lot and, you know, go to the bathroom. But, you know, we continued to fight for what we knew was right. So they did eventually provide a suitable place for us to use the lavatory.
Do we have another question?
Hey, how you doing? Contestant number 2, do you know what age did you become a supervisor at NASA? Thank you.
I was the age of 32 actually. 32, yeah. And it was hard work, but I did it. I held on. I did it. I did it. I couldn't do it. I did it.
We have time for one more question.
Right here.
Just one more question.
Right here.
Right here.
Okay. Hi, contestant 1. Could you tell me your maiden name?
My maiden name is Johnson, Ariel Johnson. Thank you.
You don't discriminate. That's discrimination.
Hey, have a seat, lady. We don't have more questions and time is precious. Thank you. Okay, audience, it's time for us to find out who is the real Crayola Johnson. Audience, please stand if you think that contestant number 1 is the real Crayola Johnson. Okay. Have a seat. Audience, please stand up if you think contestant number 2 is the real Crayola Johnson. Will the real Crayola Johnson please stand up? Let us meet our questions. Contestant number 2, can you please stand and tell us who you are?
Yes, my name is Elle Foskey, and I am the director of J&L Cleaning Services.
We just want to thank everyone for their participation. We want to thank everyone for taking the time out to do the research and to come to rehearsal and really
On to our episode